You can go ahead and take a rest at any time. But we'll start with diaphragmatic breathing. So in fact, there are some health centers that prescribe diaphragmatic breathing to people with gastrointestinal issues. And the essence of diaphragmatic breathing is really simple. When we're stressed, when we're worried, when we are anxious, we breathe here, right? So you really feel your breath landing your chest. When we're calm and happy, we breathe into our belly. So diaphragmatic breathing is just really focusing your breath into your stomach as opposed to your chest. So could you close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, and take one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Good. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, and just notice if your breath is moving through your chest, your stomach, or both. And take a few more breaths like that, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. And then try with all your might to let your chest stay steady as it is and enable your belly to move with the breath. So instead of your chest really lifting and falling, it's your stomach that's lifting and falling. Inhale, your belly pushes out. Exhale, your belly comes back in. Try that a few more times. Your chest is steady. And now we will add a count. So as we inhale, it will be a count of 4, and the exhale will be a count of 6. Inhale through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going on your own. If you need to shorten or lengthen each of those breaths, you can. 1 minute here. Good. Take one more breath in. Exhale. And just settle, just feel. And then guide your hands together at heart center. And take a moment to set an intention to let go of worry. To let go of worry. There may be something in particular you're really anxious about right now. Set the intention to let go of that worry. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Sing or listen to Om 3 times today. Inhale. Om. release your hands, blink, open your eyes. Take a breath in, stretch both arms up overhead, look towards your hands. And to exhale, lower those hands back down through heart center. This time, inhale, reach your arms up just like you did before. But as you exhale, rotate to one side. Take your hands down across that knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, look behind you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, rotate to the opposite direction. Lower your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look behind you. Keep going. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, rotate into that twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, complete that rotation. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, rotate to the opposite side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, come all the way back through center. And as you exhale, take your hands, waterfall them down onto the floor and walk your hands forward. Push the floor away. Push the floor away. Let your head come towards the floor. And then pull the floor towards you. Loop your shoulders back. Lift your head. Peek up. Say hello. And round into your spine. Drop your tailbone down to the floor. Let your forehead come down. Good. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Lift your heart. Lift your chest. Exhale. Round into your spine. Last time, inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest. It's a baby cat-cow. Exhale to round your spine. Good. Inhale through neutral. Walk your hands right back towards your body. This is why I mop my floors before every class. It's a true story. I have to clear out my dining room anyway. Come down onto all fours. If you have sensitive knees, take your blanket under your knees and place your palms flat on the floor. Again, cat-cow, this time our more traditional cat-cow. Drop your belly, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart, your chest, and then your gaze. And now round into your upper back, puff between your shoulder blades and look towards your belly. Keep moving like this, so don't worry so much about being aligned with my timing as you are focused on aligning your breath with your movement. You might try or explore switching the pattern of breath that you normally do. So what if you exhale on that extension and inhale on the flexion? Notice how that feels. One more time. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your knees nice and wide. Make some space around you. Inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling. Look up. And as you exhale, drop your bum towards the floor and reach your right arm under your left arm. Inhale, open back up. Your right arm reaches high. And then exhale, lower it back down. Last time, inhale, reach your right arm high up to the sky. And as you exhale, take that right arm all the way under your left arm. Lower your right ear to the floor, or if you have a prop, to your prop. Your left arm is staying extended here. Push through your left hand and breathe 5 deep belly breaths. Press your left hand into the floor. Inhale, lift your right arm up, lift your bum up, and then exhale, lower your right hand down. That same action on the other side. Inhale, your left arm high. Exhale, so weep your left arm under, lower your left ear. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, so weep your left arm under, lower your ear. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, so weep that left arm under, lower your left ear, push the floor away with your right hand. Let your ears soften towards your prop or the floor. 5 breaths on your own here as you push the floor away with that right hand. Very good. Push down through your right hand, lift your left arm up, up, up. And then replace your left hand, replace your right hand. If you've used a prop, set it out to the side. Walk your hands forward, spread your fingers wide, flex your toes, lift your hips high. This is downward facing dog. Bend into one knee and then the next knee. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And just move really, really intuitively here. Don't worry so much about what's right and what's wrong. And then adding a little bit of a strange twist into your downward dog. Can you take both toes to face by any amount the right edge of your mat and bend into both knees as you push the floor away with each hand? Push the floor away, feel that side body stretch, straighten your legs, switch to the opposite side. Point your toes in the opposite direction, find that little bend, press the floor away, and then pull it all back through center. Inhale your weight forward, come into a high plank or a low plank with your knees down. Whatever variation you're in, can you do that action of pulling your belly button in so your core gets really strong and engaged? And then lower your elbows, your body, all the way down to your mat. Good. Again, clear out anything around you. Open your arms wide. Let your forehead come to the floor. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And now press the floor away with your left hand to roll over your right armpit. Now your right ear can come to the floor or onto a prop. Your left hand can stay on the floor in front of you, or maybe reach it up overhead and let it wave back behind you. And your left leg can stay where it is or serve as a kickstand by bending and grounding that left foot onto the floor. So choose a variation that suits you. 5 breaths here. Lower your left hand down, come back through center, give your joints a minute here, move around whatever way feels nice. And then extend your left hand, press your right hand into the floor and roll onto your left ear. You rolled onto your left ear, you can stay here, you might use that back leg as a kickstand or take your top arm overhead and reach it back behind you. Soften into this really intense stretch through your shoulders, but also your torso. And breathe your 5 deep breaths right into your belly. You can feel it moving. Good. Release that right hand down. Really, really slowly come back through center. Press your hands up, loop your shoulders back, and then push up and back into that same downward facing dog shape. Walk it out again. Walk it out again. Step your feet a little bit closer towards your hands and take a deep bend in your knees. Good. Now your hands and feet can come as close as they need to. Ground through your left hand. Take your right hand underneath of you and catch your left ankle or calf. Maybe widen your stance here, but the work that we're doing is coming into a twisted downward dog. Push through your left hand to look under your left armpit. Take a big breath in. Exhale, calm down. If you hate it here, many students do, and take that same stretch on the other side. It's over in just 1 breath. Look under your right armpit, take a deep breath in. Exhale, and release. Walk your hands all the way forward towards your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, come to stand at the top of your yoga mat. Good. Come to stand at the top of your yoga mat. You're in mountain pose. Find your breath. Inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale, lift your heart halfway up. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your left leg back and heel toe your right foot forward with your hands framing your right foot. Press your right hip back and your left hip forward, and then scissor your inner thighs together. Push firm into both feet, come to stand. You're in a high lunge, and you can start that work of drawing your tailbone down and grounding even deeper through your right big toe mound here. The muscular action is happening. Take your arms, reach them up overhead. Inhale. Listen carefully. As you exhale, open towards the right. Open towards the right. You're twisting in your lunge. Inhale, reach your arms back up overhead. Exhale, open towards the right. Same thing. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, open towards the right. Bend your left elbow. Take your left elbow down onto your right thigh. You can drop your back knee here and place both hands together. Push palm into palm, loop your shoulders back and start to find that rotation through your thoracic spine, your upper back. Now add this cervical twist by simply gazing up overhead if that feels okay for you. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Lower your hands back down to the floor and step forward to the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Other side, step your right foot back. Find that stability first, so you're grounding through your left foot, scissoring your inner thighs together. Your left hip tracks back as your right hip and your head reach forward. And with all that strength, lift up. Reach your arms up. Good. Once you feel steady, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate to the left, open towards the left. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, open towards the left. Inhale, reach back up. Embrace all the wiggles. Exhale, open towards the left. Good. Inhale, reach back up. This time, bend into your right elbow. Take your right elbow across your left thigh. You might drop that back knee. Push both palms together. Press your hands together to create resistance that lets you deepen that twist through your back body. Your upper and middle back start to rotate, and then so does your head and neck if that feels okay. Take a breath here. Good, and allow your exhale to gradually take your hands back down to the floor and push into downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower really slow. Draw your elbows in and come straight down onto your belly. Take the tops of your feet onto the floor. Reach your hands forward and like you're swimming through the ocean, stretch your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands. Draw your big toes together. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. You're literally pushing your tummy filled with turkey into the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, lower. This time, take your hands alongside your body like great big root systems of trees. Separate your fingers and push down through your hands. Inhale, lift up. Big back bend. Exhale and lower. Next time you come up, look over one shoulder as you slowly drop the opposite shoulder. Lower back down. Inhale, lift up. Do that on the other side, looking over the opposite shoulder. And lower down. And finally, take your hands beside your ribs. Plug your shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift up. Flex your feet. Push into your hands, your feet, and your knees. And float back in to downward facing dog. Breathe here or child's pose for 5 big belly breaths. Feel that diaphragmatic breathing massaging out your internal organs. This time, walk your hands back towards your feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your peace and love fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pull your toes up as you pin your fingers down and let your head hang really heavy. Bend into your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Good. Release your hands. Bend into your knees. Take your hands to your hips now and come all the way up to stand. Very, very good. Give yourself a minute. Step to the top of your yoga mat. And either bring your big toes together or separate your feet. So whatever works best for your body is fine by me. Bend deep into your knees. Sit into your imaginary chair. And bring your hands to your heart center. Spread your toes really wide and then ground through your feet so you can feel this really fierce connection to the earth. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, rotate in one direction. Inhale, pull it back through center. Exhale, rotate in the opposite direction. Inhale through center. Exhale to rotate. Inhale through center. Exhale to rotate. So tiny rotations. Try to keep your hips as they are. Inevitably, they'll move ever so slightly. But you're just rocking your body back from left to right before we go into the full twist. Lots of deep work on the legs here. Can you take that full twist on one side now? Push your hand into your hand as that elbow tracks over the thigh, and then gaze over that arm, maybe looking up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, pull it back through center. And shift to the opposite side. Use that resistance of your elbow against your leg to keep you here. Pull back through center. Out through the mouth, lower down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, plank pose. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower, squish your belly right down onto the floor. Good. This time, take your hands, interlace them behind your back just as before. Bring your big toes together and lift everything up. Or bend into your knees, catch your ankles or the outside edges of your feet. Push your tummy even further into the floor. Kick your heels away, open through your chest and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kerplunk, come back down onto the floor. Feel how good it feels to feel. Be here. 5 breaths. Good. Press your hands into the floor. Lift up, push back, downward facing dog. Move and shift about. Look forward. Could you step just your right foot forward? Step your right foot forward. Turn your left foot parallel with the back of the mat and lift your body all the way up into Warrior 2. Your front heel is aligned with the back arch of your foot. Your front knee is tracking over your third toe. And your shoulders, as much as they can, are stuck directly above your hips. Press through the outside edge of your back foot. And now lower your back hand down your back thigh as the opposite arm stretches up and over. Take that front arm, your right arm, onto your right thigh as you stretch your left arm alongside your left ear. Push through the outside edge of your left foot. Pull your left hip bone up and back. Press evenly through both feet. Come all the way up and straighten your front leg. Good. Restabilize. You might need to bring your back foot closer for triangle pose. Reach your right fingers forward and release your right fingers to your shin as you take your left arm to the sky. Keep hugging in, like you're dragging your heels together, like you're scrunching your yoga mat up between your feet. Take a big breath in, reach your arm towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, bend into your front knee and take both hands to frame that front foot. Step your back foot halfway up your mat and readjust your feet so they're about hip distance apart and open nice and wide. If you have a blanket or a block, bring it to the outside edge of your right foot. I'll use my little micro bolster here. First, place your hands on either side of your right foot. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale and fold. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if you need to bend through your right knee or your left knee, that's totally fine. And then begin to inch your body into a twist. So revolved triangle pose. Now draw your left hand to your prop or the floor on the outside edge of your right foot. Take your right thumb, thumbs up, push it into your right hip. Woo, and feel that big pull along your right lateral leg line. Either stay here or open your right arm up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, you could look forward, down, or all the way up. Bend your knees if you need to and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Take your hands forward, bend deep into your right knee, and now lift your left leg up. Turn your left toes to face down. Lengthen through your spine. You might stay here, or you can start to hover your hands towards your heart center. Keep lifting that left leg up. Internal rotation of the left leg means your pinky toe is facing down towards the ground. You've got this. Stick with it for one more deep breath in. Very good. Exhale, lower your hands, step back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Maybe you want to flow through a vinyasa if that's your jam. 5 breaths. Meet in downward dog. Look forward, step your left foot between your hands, turn your right toes out so they're parallel with the back of your yoga mat, and cartwheel your whole body up. Find warrior 2. Scissor your inner thighs together. So imagine you're holding something between your legs, you're hugging it in, and at the same time, can you find a little more depth in that front knee? Your gaze is directly over your middle finger. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper, and then lower your back arm as you stretch your front arm up and over. Press into your front foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cartwheel your hands forward. Take side angle pose. So now your left arm comes onto your thigh. Your right arm stretches up overhead. Look up or down or all around. Find a place that doesn't hurt your neck. And then engage your legs, right? Relax your toes, push through the big toe mounds, and squeeze your inner thighs together. Engage your core. Lift yourself all the way up. Straighten both arms and both legs. Now stretch your fingers forward. Stretch your fingers forward until you get to a point where you know you have to go down. Here's Trikonasana, triangle pose. Your hand might come to a block or to the floor. And the opposite arm can land on your hip, or it can stretch all the way up overhead. Your palm is wide. Your whole body is involved in the pose. Engage the muscles of your legs. Hug your muscles right in towards their bones. Feel your body being strong and active and participatory in this pose. That's it. Good. Slowly bend into your front knee. Take your hands to frame that front foot and re-stabilize with a nice short stance for revolved triangle. So your feet are about hip width apart, hip distance apart. If you'd like a prop, bring it on over to the outside edge of your left foot. Your hands come forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Notice what's happening here. This is where you get to make some nice choices for future self. Do you need to bend into either of those knees? Add blocks under your hands. And once you've set yourself up safely, walk both hands over towards the outside edge of your left foot. Your right hand, I like to use my fist, can come onto your prop or the foot, and that thumbs up on the left hand pushes right into your wonderful little hip crease to track your left hip back and your right hip forward. Reach through the crown of your head, either stay there or rotate. If it's wobbly, embrace the wobbles, bend deeper into both knees, lift, lengthen, open your heart, take one more breath in. Exhale, let it go. Very good, your hands come to your yoga mat. Push back, downward facing dog, and child's pose. Everybody take your knees wide, drop your bum low, reach your hands far overhead, and close your eyes. Feel your body come down. And as you lie here in child's pose quietly, maybe silently, can you start to repeat the following mantra? It goes like this. As I breathe in peace. As I breathe out worry. All right, try that. As I breathe in peace. As I breathe out worry. 5 repetitions on your own. Very good. Crawl out of that shape, ground through your palms, slither your body back up into our downward facing dog meeting place. When you get there, walk your hands and your feet together. This time, slide your hands all the way under your feet. All the way under your feet. You might have to bend your knees so deep to get here. And start to really push your toes into your wrists, lengthen through your spine, and then bend at your elbows. Let your head hang heavy, and breathe for 5 breaths. Slowly, slowly walk your hands out from underneath of you. Inhale, lengthen halfway. As you exhale, take your hands to your hips and come back up on the inhale. Big breath in and out. My tummy just rumbled. The work is happening. So one final shape in our standing series tonight, and then we'll slow things down a lot. Tree pose. Take your right leg, bend your right leg, place it into the inside of your left leg, anywhere that doesn't cause pain, okay? Might be high up, could be against your shin, or maybe down on the floor. Tree pose. Reach your hands together at heart center. Press through the big toe mound of your standing leg. Look at something completely still. And 5 mantra repetitions. As I breathe in peace. As I breathe out worry. If you need to pop over to a wall, you can. We're going to move deeper in this shape. Take those peace and love fingers again. Wrap them around your right big toe. Your left hand comes either to the wall or to your left hip. Good. Find stability here. And now take your left hand and place your left hand where your right hand is. Lift your right hand up so your left hand is on your left toes. And at the same time, can you start to straighten your right leg by any amount? As you open your right hand towards the right. A standard, twisted hand to big toe pose. It doesn't matter if your leg is completely straight. We did lots of hamstring work so it could get somewhere close to it, but it might still be perfectly bent like mine. Take one more breath in. Exhale, gradually return back through center. Ooh, hold, go nice and slow. Don't rush out and release that right foot. If your left foot is cramping at all, shake it out. Shake your hips out, shake your hands out. Close your eyes, plant your feet. You're in mountain pose again to start. Inhale. Exhale. bend into your left knee, and find tree pose. So again, that left foot goes anywhere around that right leg. Bending at your left knee, stabilize with your hands at your heart. This time, 5 repetitions. As I breathe in peace. As I breathe out worry. Integrating your diaphragmatic breathing. So with each inhale, your belly pushes forward. And with each exhale, it pulls back. Very good. Now slowly draw your left knee forward. Catch it with your left hand. Stabilize through your right foot. Good. And if putting your right hand on your right hip helps you get there, start there. Now you could stay here or take that right hand to your left foot. I like to bring it right to the outside edge, but you could grab it anywhere. And your left arm will open back behind you at the same time that your left foot extends out in front of you. If you wobble and wiggle, that's great. Your body and your muscles are learning. Don't worry about it. Just come back into the pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And inhale, come back through center. Resist the temptation to jump out of the pose. Go slow. And then release. And when you get there, do those figure 8s with your hips, like you're hula dancing. Shake out your feet. Shake out your ankles. Good. Come down onto your knees. And if you have sensitive knees, even if you don't have sensitive knees, I almost always suggest using a prop for Ustrasana or camel pose. So here's the thing about your stomach and your spleen energy line, the work that we've been doing tonight. When this part of our body is off balance, we fall into a place of extreme worry and anxiety. Stack your hips above your knees. Your feet can be flexed or relaxed on the floor. Squeeze your bum cheeks together, lift your heart, engage your glutes, and take your hands to your lower back. And you'll just hang out here for a few minutes. Really keep squeezing your bum cheeks together. So when this energy line in our body is off balance, we get extremely worried and anxious, and then we tend to falter towards pleasure seeking, right? During this pandemic, so many of my friends told me that they smoked and drank and just did anything they could to find pleasure, despite knowing that maybe it wasn't as good for them as they thought. And there's physiological and psychological impacts of this, right? When this energy line's off balance, we get pale lips, mouth sores, we feel like insomniacs. We become the kind of person, keep walking your hands now down your thighs, that bring up our problems to everybody that we meet. Either stay here or walk your hands to your feet. Keep engaging your glutes, your quads, and pushing your pelvis forward. Lift your chest. Take a deep breath in. Open your heart, open your chest. Imagine you could purge all that stuff in that stomach energy line, all that anxiety, all that worry, all that pleasure seeking, just for a moment. And replace it with peace. Slowly, as slowly as you can go, walk your hands back to your spine. Lower the tops of your feet to the floor. Lower your bum to your heels and place your palms face down. Close your eyes. 5 breaths here. Good, second round. If your knees are really hurting, could you do bridge pose instead? Come down onto your back, plant your feet and lift your bum up. Otherwise, flex or extend your feet, take your hands to your lower back. Your bum is strong, your quads are strong. Pull your pubic bone up as your tailbone dips down and start here. And you might stay here the entire duration of this shape. You might walk your hands just to your thighs or all the way down to your heels. There's compression in your lower back. It's a back bend, but you're not feeling pain, okay? If you feel like you get stuck in the pose, you need to back off So when our stomach energy line is balanced, rather than being wrought with worry and anxiety, we have this sense of clarity and willpower. This is a place of creativity and insight. We feel nourished in our physical body. In our physical body, our blood flow is great, our digestion is great, our hydration is great. Rather than pleasure seeking all the time, we do it in moderation, right? Take a big breath in. Stay here as you exhale. And then really engage all of your muscles. Squeeze your muscles into your bones, walk your hands back up, and release. Close your eyes, 5 deep breaths here. As I breathe in peace. As I breathe out worry. Good. If you have a prop under your knees, you could move it out to the side before coming down onto all fours again. And if there's any movements you're called to do, take a moment, do them now. From here, could you take your right leg, lift it up towards the right like a fire hydrant, and then create great big circles with your right hip. 3 great big circles in one direction. And then press reverse, 3 circles in the opposite direction. And when those circles are all complete, draw your right knee forward towards your right wrist. Either take full pigeon pose, so your left leg drives back behind you and your torso floats down to your mat. But if that doesn't work for your joints today, the modification is deer pose. So simply come back to seated. Level out your right shin with the top of your right mat. Bend into your left knee. 90-90 is another name for this pose. And then fold forward. And today, because we're all about twisting, if you'd like, in either variation, you could find rotation. Oh, my whole back just cracked. So you might rotate to the right or to the left. Just get a little curious here. 5 deep breaths. Savor the sensations as your nervous system starts to quiet down. Pull it back through center. Good. And do whatever you need to do to get back out of that pose. Into all fours, and then take any movements you like. Good. From all fours, lift up your left knee. 3 big circles in one direction, lubricating your hip joint here. So which directions? 3 times yet again. Finally, bring that knee forward. Manipulate your body until you come into either pigeon pose. Any amount of angle on that right shin is absolutely fine. Extend your left leg back behind you. Stay upright or fold forward. Even if you didn't take the modified version on the other side, you can take it here. Both sides of our body are not identical. So 90-90, that back leg is in a nice 90-degree angle. So is your front leg. And you could stay upright, fold forward. And if you wanted to get twisty in this shape, go right ahead. 5 breaths. Good. Inhale, bring it back up. Bring it back up, sit back up on your yoga mat. Take the soles of your feet together, please. Any distance between your heels and your pelvis is just fine. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Stay active today. You might interlace your hands around your feet or clasp your peace fingers around your big toes. But the work today is to continue with grounding down through your sits bones as you elongate your spine and then fall forward ever so slightly more. Find that belly breath, that diaphragmatic breathing. Let's do it together for 3 counts. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Inhale, lift back upright. Take your knees together. Come to a sideways view again for you. Your knees come together. Reach your hands underneath your knees and stretch your legs forward by any amount. You might take your legs into full extension. I'm not going to. And your hands can stay behind your legs or extend out alongside your body. Navasana boat pose. Good. And then my favorite thing to do in this pose is get really silly and just start to move. Right? So it's like you were on a boat and then you fell off the boat and now you're swimming. And you're like pushing through fields of kelp. And you just move and shift your body. You might hear lots of little cracks. Good. It gets hard, it gets challenging. Try not to worry about it, just be in it. Be in the storm for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, fold over your knees. Take a big breath into your spine. And finally come all the way down to the floor. When you get here, hug your knees into your chest and just play on the earth for a moment, rocking your knees side to side. And then eventually guide your knees all the way over to the right. Open your arms wide and take a deep reclining spinal twist. We will stay here for a few minutes. And as you stay here, I'd like you to close your eyes and think about the beginning of your day today. When you first woke up, what was the first thing that you consumed? Did you drink a great big glass of lemon water? Or were you like me and you guzzled a cup of coffee before you even knew it was happening? What was the first thing that you consumed today, that you ate or that you drank? And can you go back to what that felt like? So for me, my coffee caused me great calm, knowing that I would now have the energy after another sleepless night to tend to my wee babies. But for many people, that cup of coffee causes anxiety or stress. Can you just associate an emotion with whatever thing it is that you consumed when you first woke up today? And don't judge it. It's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and soften. And now fast forward through your day to the first full meal that you ate. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it was. And notice if you can taste it on the tip of your tongue. And if that taste feels delicious or appalling to you right now. Did you eat your food fast or slow? Did you experience the sensation of eating your food, or did you read the news on your phone the entire time you ate until suddenly it was gone? No judgment, you're just observing. And how did you feel after you ate that first meal of your day? Did your tummy feel full or still hungry? Did it feel grumbly? Did you feel gassy or bloated? And take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now I'd like you to think about what you're craving. What kind of food or drink are you craving? And do you often crave that type of food or drink? Can you ask yourself why? What does it give you? Is there another way to get what you're trying to get from that food or drink that you constantly crave? No judgment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Flutter your lips. Inhale, pull your knees through center, move and shift however much you need to before you fall down into your twist on that opposite side. Three full minutes here, this time in silence. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Thank you. Draw your knees back through center. Hug them in towards your chest, wringing out any lingering worries or anxieties. And find yourself into Shavasana, corpse pose. Add any props under your thighs. And if you have a blanket nearby and you're not using it to bundle yourself up, could you just place that blanket on your tummy tonight and place your hands on top of your stomach? And let your jaw relax. And don't try to control the breath anymore. Instead, just notice it. Notice what it feels like to be calm. And marinate in that for the next few minutes. You can stay here as long as you want. You can stay here all night and fall asleep. But if you need to come out of Shavasana, could you begin to wiggle your fingers and then your toes? Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Start to stretch and awaken your body as you roll onto one side. Push your hands into the floor. Lift yourself up out of your slumber. And come to a cross-legged seat. Take your hands to your heart. Think about your intention. What is that one worry that you can begin to let go of? Singing is a wonderful tool to clear and cleanse. Let's take 3 ohms to close. Inhale. Thank you so much for practicing. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Namaste.